What is going on, YouTube? This is DBZ49 coming at you with my 24th place Brave Plunder Patrol deck profile. That's right, I got 24th place at the Dallas Regionals this past weekend, and I went 7-2 with Brave Plunder Patrol, which is not bad. You know, I expected to do better, but, you know, we take it, and I got my Nationals invite to Chicago this year, and I'm very excited to showcase my deck profile. Before we continue, I just wanted to quickly go through my matchups and, you know, how I went about it. So, first round I played against Salamangreat. I 2-0'd him. Next round I played against Flunder. I 2-1'd. Next I played Dinomorphia. I actually lost this round. I didn't know the Dinomorphia matchup, so it was a very close duel in Game 3, but I lost, unfortunately. Next round I played against Swordsoul Tenyi. I 2-0'd him. Then I played Despia. I 2-0'd that matchup, and then in the 6th round, I played against Flunder. I got spanked. I lost 0-2, unfortunately. So at this point, I was X2, and then I won my next 3 rounds, which are Live Twin. I 2-0'd Ignister. I 2-0'd, and then final round, I played DDD, and I 2-0'd them. So basically, all the matches I've won, I almost 2-0'd every single person, and, like, all those matches lasted around 5 to 10 minutes, which was crazy. Like, that's including siding, like, getting ready, rolling dice, and all that stuff. I absolutely demolished my opponents, and it was a great feeling, and I was very comfortable with the deck list. And, yeah, without any further ado, let's get on with the main deck. So, just FYI, I have a 44-card main deck. So, starting with the Brave part, or not the Brave, the Plunder part of the deck, we played 3 Whitebeard. So basically what this guy does is during my opponent's turn, I could tag out for a ship, and then if this guy gets sent from the hand or main monster zone to the grave, I can special summon a Plunder, and for the rest of the turn, I'm locked into Plunder Patrol. So he's essentially your best one because, like, he does so much on your turn and on your opponent's turn, and he helps generate advantage, and he's a tuner level 4. So next we play the starter of the deck, triple Goldenhair. So, basically, I can send one other Plunder Patrol monster card from my hand or face up to the field to special summon this card from my hand. Or if this card is in my graveyard, I can discard a card to special summon from the grave, and if I use that effect, I'm locked into Plunders for the rest of her turn. She's also tuner level 4, so it's pretty good. All of them are level 4 waters. Next, I played 3 Bluebeard. He's a great extender. If I control a Plunder monster, I can special summon from my hand. If this card gets sent to the grave, discard a card, draw a card. So that card is actually a lot more relevant now because there's a lot of dead cards in your hand, or there's a lot of cards that you can plus off now by discarding. So before, this deck really struggled with generating advantage, and now that we're able to do that efficiently, you know, being able to discard cards and being able to plus off of that is very big, very critical for this deck to snowball to control and win the game. So next we play my personal favorite Plunder Patrol card, Seaguide. Seaguide, what it does is I could target, if this card's in my hand, I could target a Plunder card or monster in my graveyard, add it to my hand if I do special summon this, and for the rest of the time I'm locked in Plunder Patrol, but who cares? And then when this card sends from the monster zone or hand to the grave, I can special summon a Plunder from my spell trap zone. So that effect doesn't really come up. The fact that I can special summon this card and recur anything I need from my graveyard is really good. And going back to Bluebeard, I actually was playing this card at 1, sometimes at 2. This card was actually giving me a hard time in terms of how many cards do I need to play. And I decided to play 3 because I decided to run the Totally Awesome package, which is absolutely necessary, especially in this kind of format. So I'll explain that more when I get to the extra deck. Next, we only play 2 Redbeard. So this is the only Plunder monsters I only play 2 of because we don't want to see this in our opening hand, but it has a similar effect to Redbeard to Whitebeard, to where during my opponent's turn I can tag out for a ship, and if he gets sent to the graveyard from hand or monster zone, I can attach it to a Plunder monster. So that comes up because the Shipyarrrd gives additional 500 boost, and then you can recur this using Shipyarrrd in your graveyard to add it to your hand, and then you can special summon it off a list. Effect to special summon from spell trap zone, so that has a lot of applications, so that's pretty neat. Next we play triple Shipyarrrd. Shipyarrrd is amazing. It has like 3 effects, so for each spell trap a Plunder card I control, all my Plunder monsters gain 500 attack. If this card's in my grave, I can return a spell trap Plunder card to my hand and set it from the graveyard to the to the field. And then I can, obviously, the best effect, discard a card, search any Plunder card. So this card's absolutely amazing. It does so much for the deck. And yeah, next we, for a sub-package, we play one ship shipping and one emblem. So this package I was big on early on when I was playing Plunder, but then I took it out because I felt like it wasn't necessary. But then now I felt like this is more necessary than ever, and let me explain why. So when I was telling you about generating advantage, this card right here does that for you. So this deck requires you to discard a lot, and so this is an amazing card to discard so that you can attach like emblem from your deck, and then that's a free monster. Or you can attach a monster and then, you know, get the additional power boost with this, or return it with the Shipyarrd in your graveyard. So it can be a semi-pseudo reinforcements in the army for the deck. And so you'll see another card that I played that really helps synergize with this. So I really felt that this package was necessary. Also, when you use Malark's effect to discard and search a spell, I tend to search this if I have another ship that I haven't used their effects, so that I can easily discard this card, search whatever I need, and then use this card's effect the following turn as follow-up. So, as you can see, it helps snowball you out of control. And then finally, we play the one booty. I love this card, but you only need to play one of it because you don't want to brick on it. And essentially, you want to end all your combos off with this card set because, you know, if they were to Dark Rule you or Droplet you, you need to have a layered board, whether it's your hand traps or booty, to help, you know, stay in the game. So booty, what it does is I can target a monster my opponent controls, change its attribute, and if I do, special summon Plunder from my graveyard to the field. And this effect still resolves even if this card leaves the field. And if I don't control Plunder monsters at the end of the turn, I have to send it to the grave. But we're more than likely, you're going to have all your Plunder monsters on field because they're resilient, they stay on board, they float, they tag out for other ships, you break boards and stuff. So this card, like, if your opponent doesn't get rid of it, I just continue to, like, snowball, and it's absolutely amazing. So I love booty, and that's it for the Plunder cards. Next, for the Brave Engine, we maximize on everything. So we do play Water Enchantress, obviously just search the Rite of Aramesir, and also sometimes using her effect to special summon what the token comes up sometimes, but also this is an excellent discard fodder with a Shipyarrd. So like it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. Do I want to ask the Shipyarrd, or now that I know that they have the Water Enchantress engraved and they're going to banish it to search the Rite of Aramesir, do I do that? Also, if you already have the Brave package already on the field, the fact that you can still search the Rite of Aramesir and use that Rite of Aramesir as discard fodder is very helpful for the deck. Like you just need cards to discard to be able to play the game with this deck. So that's really good. Next, we played the one Gryphon Rider and the one Illegal Knight. My gosh, the Illegal Knight put in so much work at this regionals. I'm so glad I tucked it in. The card's absolutely amazing. I don't really need to explain Gryphon Rider. It's the Omni Negate. But Illegal Knight is really cool. So basically, if during the main phase, if I control no monsters or control an adventure token, I can special summon this card from my hand. And if I control an adventure token, quick effect, I can target up to 2 cards my opponent controls, give control of this card to the opponent if I do return those cards. So what's beautiful about this card is that I can use Dracoback to return the Illegal Knight back if I really want to. Or I can leave the Illegal Knight to my opponent's side of the field and have them have a guaranteed dark attribute for my Plunders to tag out and make Malark. And that Malark is the best one, in my opinion, in the extra deck because it helps breaks board and gets you the spell traps you need. So Illegal Knight put in a lot of work. Every time I saw it and resolved it, I've won. And they're all 2,000 attacks, so like I'm able to swing big, and like that's another thing that Plunder Patrols kind of struggle is OTKing, and these cards help generate advantage, break boards, and you know help OTK bait cards, all that good stuff. So next we do play the 3 right, obviously to spawn the token and get the Fateful Adventure, along with the Dracoback and the Fateful Adventure. There were a couple of times where I wish I had a second copy of Fateful Adventure. It came up because like people would always hit the card some way or form, and in the grind game, like Fateful Adventure is pretty critical. But we'll see if I want to add more copies of it or not. Next for another small package I was referring to earlier in the video, the Magician Souls package. I love this package so much, and the reason is because obviously with the Brave engine, it's like a free +2. Also, you can use this as a body to link off for Blackbeard, which is amazing. Also, you can also send the ship shipping. So I love one combo I love doing is like a 2.5 card combos where you have Shipyarrd and Magician Soul and any other card. So you would activate Shipyarrd, discard something, search the ship shipping, special summon the souls, and then send the ship shipping and the Shipyarrd, draw 2 cards, and hopefully you get a Plunder monster if you don't have one already. And so you can use this as link material, and then banish the ship shipping, attach it to the Blackbeard, and then use the Shipyarrd to search to add that Plunder card that you search with the ship shipping that's attached to that monster and add it to your hand. So it just generates so much free advantage right there. It's a free search and whatnot. So I love this package and put in a lot of work. And every time I resolve this one, also I just won. And so yeah, next moving on to the hand traps, we play the 3 Ash Blossoms for obvious reasons. Then we play 3 Valor. I like Valor a lot more than Imperm in this deck because when you're using Blackbeard effect, you want to draw into a hand trap, especially if you're on your opponent's turn, because you can't use Imperm, and also Imperm clogs your spell and trap zone. So so I opted not to play Imperm, even though it's pretty strong this format. And Valor's not a hard once per turn, so it's pretty good. Next we play only 2 Crow. I was debating on playing 3, but I felt that in some matchups, Crows is alright, or it's not effective against, but it's really good in the Despia matchup. So therefore, I only played 2 copies. And every time, I did play a Despia player, and I was able to banish, off of Brandon the red target. Yeah, it's really good in the striker matchup and whatnot. But yeah, DD Crow, it's a solid card, but I would prefer the other ones. I was debating on other hand traps to play, but I decided DD Crow was the best one. And next for the 1-of spells, I play 1 Tactics, 1 Foolish, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Call By. So all broken 1-ofs. Obviously with the Enchantress package, starts the Shipyarrd, stop annoying hand traps, and then the 1 Tactics. So this is kind of weird, but I wanted to play a 44 card build. Like the numbers made sense, and using like a hypergeometric calculator. All the percentages made sense to where I needed to play 44 cards. The triple tactics was supposed to be a 3rd Crow, but I cut it for this. It was such a flexible card. I knew people were going to hand trap me. I know it's a monster heavy format, so going 2nd triple tactics was going to be live, and that I didn't want to brick on it, so I didn't want to play multiple copies in the main. That's it for the main deck. That's 44 cards. Now, moving on to, we can go to the extra deck here. So for the extra deck, we play 3 Blackbeard. This card is absolutely amazing. Target a card I could affect monster I control, and special summon a Plunder card from my extra deck, depending on how much or what attribute my opponent controls are in the graveyard, and attach that monster to it, and then draw a card. So this card is really good because it dodges a lot of stuff, and it just helps generate advantage. Like, what I love doing is, like, making lists. Granted, my opponent has a light, and then use list effect to bring this card back. And so list is live, and then if they have a dark, then I can just go dark. I draw 2 cards, and I have 2 ships, off of 1 link monster. So I know it's situational, but Blackbeard's amazing. I love it. It helps OTK, it helps generate advantage, and yeah. Next, we do play the 1 Almirage for the Goldenhair combo. Basically, normal summon Goldenhair, link it away for Almirage, then discard a card to special summon Goldenhair to link it to Blackbeard. So next, we play the Bahamut Shark package. This was absolutely critical because, along with the Brave package and then the Gryphon Rider and whatnot, having a Toad is really good. So, like, if they were to, play board breaker cards and Lightning Storm or Regeki or something, evenly matched, all that stuff can kill you. So, Totally Awesome can help stop those. And then if they were to hand trap you in Nibiru or something, which, by the way, this deck can play around a lot of hand traps and Nibiru, and you kind of encourage your opponent to hand trap you so that you can generate advantage with Blackbeard. Cards Ash, Valor, Crow, all that stuff. They all have attributes that Blackbeard can feed off of, essentially. And then Totally Awesome recurs that plunder card that you need from your grave to discard off your ship. So it's amazing. I've made boards where I have like 4 or 5 interruptions. Totally Awesome, Gryphon package, Illegal Knight, Blackbeard, and then drawing cards into hand traps and stuff. It's just absolutely disgusting. So Yeah, I love this pack. I don't know why I wasn't playing before, but it's especially with 3 Bluebeards, it's nice. Next, we max out on Moarks. You know, especially with Despia running around, like, it's going to be a grind fest, so having 3 Moark was absolutely correct. I did go to it multiple occasions, and there wasn't a single other card I needed in my extra deck, honestly. Like, I was debating between playing, like, Axis Kotaku, Unicorn, all these other cards, but I felt that maxing on Moark was the correct decision, especially in the grind game. Like, Moark help break boards, so I love Moark. Discard a card, target effect monster, banish it if I do search any spell or trap. Plunder card, and it has the protection effect as well. So if someone was trying to Regeki, you can detach a material from this card to protect your Plunder card. So that's amazing. Next, I also maxed out on List as well. This card is phenomenal. When a monster effect is activated, negate or discard a Plunder card, negate the activation, destroy it. And if this was equipped with a Plunder card, search any Plunder card. It has to successfully destroy the card that you negate. So that's really good. And then during other players' turns, special summon a Plunder card from your hand spell trap zone. So I was mentioning earlier, by using Blackbeard effect to make this and then summon Blackbeard again is just really powerful. And then next we play Double Brand. He's one of the weaker ones. He's basically like Moark, but discard a card, target a spell or trap, and banish it, so it's a Cosmic Cyclone. And all other fiend monsters gain 500 attack. So if I needed to run over something, I just made multiple copies of this to run over it. I don't think like Dragoons and Phoenix Enforcers that much in the meta right now. So I like this deck, I think, got like a somewhat of a power boost in that Brave didn't get hit. So that's pretty good. And then finally, we did play the one Dragoback against like back row matchups. This card's amazing, and the bounce effect can't come up sometimes if you play the Nibiru. And so yeah, I wouldn't change anything in the extra deck. And yeah, moving on to the side deck, I did play double Nibiru. You know, for those combo decks and whatnot. Then I played double Droll for Floowandereeze and all those other decks to add a lot. Double Token Collector primarily for the Swordsoul matchup. Then I played the one Tactics in the side. If I felt that people are going to hand trap me or I need to break a board, I would just play a second copy of this. 3 Cosmic Cyclone for those pesky back row decks along with Mystic Mine. These are your outs for that. Then I play triple Evenly Matched. I feel Evenly Matched is pretty good, as always, especially against Rogue. It's free. You banish everything or whatnot, and then just proceeding to establishing board. And then I played double Anti-Spell for going first. Essentially locks out Pendulums, and I flipped this against some of my matchups and just scooped like Floowandereeze. They depend on spells to activate the stuff. Despia matchup. Yeah, like, they just lose. So, Anti-Spell is really good. I would change the side deck a bit. I think that's one thing I learned going into this regionals. Like, I want to max out on Anti-Spell, and I'm gonna take out Token Collectors and Nibirus and put in, like, Dark Ruler no more, and the Tactics as well. I wouldn't change anything in my extra deck. I think it was perfect. I was theorizing a lot of options, and I just felt I didn't need those cards. If you know how to pilot your deck, you're able to stop your opponent from playing and just bank on your ships to, like, you know, break boards and just run over stuff. And I played it to perfection, so I have no complaints there. In the main deck, I do have 2 Crows in the main and the one Tactics. I might switch it up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what I would play instead, but the side for sure is going to have some changing and whatnot. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my performance, especially with all the wins I had. Like I said, it took, like, I kid you not, 5 to 10 minutes each of those matches to steamroll my opponents. Yeah, once again, I got 24th place at the Dallas Regionals with over 500 people. I think that's an impressive feat. So, like, I kind of know, like, how punders work. So, yeah, I mean, that's it for the deck profile. I know this is a pretty long one, but I kind of wanted to explain my choices and whatnot and my matchups and all that fun stuff. So, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and feel free to comment. I try my very best to read all the comments and respond. I try to help the Yu-Gi-Oh community as much as I can. Once again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.